Hi, this is Shelley Kraft. We are coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the Israel Conference in Los Angeles 2012. Standing with me is David Siegel, the Israeli consulate, and from the Consul General's office. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome David Siegel to SNN Live.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you.
It's good to have you. Now, our audience wants to hear what you did here today and what you spoke about.
Well, then I'm going to have to tell them. Look, we're here representing the government of Israel, and usually what you find in America is that the audience focuses on the conflict, on the Middle East, on Iran, but we're here to do something else. We're here to connect people to Israel and to show them that Israel is a 3D experience. It's not a 2D experience. It's a three-dimensional experience. We've got amazing business. Israel has created a ecosystem of innovation that you're seeing here today. And you know what? It's a story of U.S.-Israel synergies. It's large American companies connecting with quick, smart, small Israeli startups. And we have more startups than any other country in the world per capita.
And also more publicly traded listed companies on NASDAQ than any other country besides the United States. Did you know that?
China's edging up there, but that's okay. China's 1.2 billion and we're, what are we? A little less than 8 million. So we're a speck on the map.
If you include Sheepshead Bay, though, you know.
There you go. You're right. You're right. So it is a story of innovation across the board. It could be high-tech, medicine, academia. The whole future of computer technology is today based in Israel. Intel is in Israel, Microsoft is in Israel, IBM is in Israel, and all the large American companies building R&D centers to create innovation, which then is brought back to the United States and to the global distribution network. So it's an incredible synergy that works for both our countries. We help each other innovate. We're each other's computer chips.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
So that's our investors. Tell them your message to investors about Israel.
It's a very simple message. If you want to look at the last 10 years, the highest performing stock market with the lowest risk, it's been the Israeli stock market. Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. So it's been an incredible economic miracle, because here you have a country, right, with very little natural resources, surrounded by hostility, with no natural markets in its region, and here we are, one of the economic powerhouses in the world. So it's an incredible place to get to know beyond the headlines that we read and to come to visit.
What's your background?
My background. Born to an American family, moved to Israel in the late 60s. I was a little kid, I won't tell you how old. And I've grown up in Israel. I've become a diplomat, and it's wonderful to represent Israel overseas.
What do you find the reaction when you come to a small conference like this to yourself and to the companies that come over on the plane to meet this kind of a crowd? What's the reaction?
The reaction of the crowd here?
What's the interaction, so to speak?
Many Israeli companies are trying to find ways into the U.S. market and to find partners here, and vice versa. And it's about knowing what the synergies are. We cover 7 states, from Colorado to Hawaii. So someone has to do it. And I'm
sure you do it. You ski and then you come to the beach.
You know, we come and we work once in a while. But in these 7 states, you have, an economic development program in every state in the Southwest, including California, and you find natural synergies with Israel. Our climates are the same. The problems are the same. Water shortage is the same. Israel happens to be the nation that recycles more water than any other country on earth. 10 times more than the next country in line. We recycle over 80% of our water. Does Southern California need these technologies? It does. So we're making this happen.
Desalination? I mean, they're the leaders in desalination.
We're the leaders in desalination. That's very expensive. It doesn't fit every model. Here in Southern California, it seems to be much more about recycling, possible desalination in the future. And by the way, every year, every month, technologies are getting faster, more simple, smaller, smarter, and less expensive. So this is a trajectory that we're on. We do it together in a partnership, and I think together we're helping both our countries, our communities. We're finding new ways to create jobs, and we're also helping the world in the process.
I like it. Now, what's your website?
IsraelLA.org.
Is that it, folks? IsraelLA.org.
And you'll find a lot of these kind of stories of innovation on our websites.
And I want you to go because we happen to have David Siegel from the Israeli consulate, from the Consul General's office here with us. And this is the Israel Conference. We're here in Los Angeles 2012. And I want to thank you.
Thank you very much
For coming on to SNN Live.
Always fun doing business with you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks.